Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 FPS. Uh, Today there are three of us. I am Oatmeal. Today I am playing the Professor. And would my two other lovely players please introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Avi. Today I'll be playing a stinky bastard man named Azumi. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Candlestick, and today I am going to be playing my child character, Joy Fuller, and probably one of her guardians once I decide which one it is.
All right. And this FPS uh da, 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 da. Unexpected. This episode. This is called. I had to look it up, even though you just told me a second ago. Unexpected Company comes right on the heels of another FPS. Um,
Beneath the mask.
Beneath the Mask. Thank you. My mind. Um,
I gently pat you. You did just
Thank
come
you.
off a different FPS.
I did. I did.
Today is just one of those days, I think it seems, for everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, chronologically, this comes right at the heels of Beneath the Mask, in which the professor and Azumi had a bit of a chat. And now, after that, they are both leaving um, the graveyard they were sitting in. Um, it's quiet, man. But they were they just left there, and now they're going
Um,
to. Huh?
I'm sorry, the thought I had was they were having a grave discussion.
Oh no.
With my head in hands.
uh, well, you're not wrong. But the two of them decide to the professor had been on the way to visit Joy, and Azumi has decided to come along with him. So now they've arrived at the apartment, and the professor knocks on the door.
Yep. I'm not going to bother rolling perception because, as funny as that is, we do actually want to get somewhere with this. So after a moment, the door opens and you see Nurse Verity standing there. And she goes, "Oh, Professor, it's wonderful to see you. Come in, come in." I don't know if she's noticed Azumi yet.
Uh,
um,
he's probably standing a bit behind, so he'll probably just give a nod when the professor enters, and probably will try to enter. I'm not sure if they've met, but
No, I don't think Azumi has met Nurse Verity, so there's probably who's your friend? And then Joy, the professor's here to see you, and there's a and it's just like clattering in the background is the professor.
oh
And
my
then
gosh.
um, do you want to make a Dex or Strength save?
I will. Let me see which one's better. Uh, Dex is better.
real quick, Candle. I forgot the name of the other parental guardian.
Officer
Nikki.
Officer
Nikki.
Nikki. Okay. Well,
I
this.
almost said the XP name. Got a 7.
Oh my god.
That was a Dex save, so.
Okay, good. I think I'm just going to make a just a strength because of uh,
Oh my god.
so you do get a little I think a there is a bit of a oof, but like it's you're definitely not off guard at all, just as there is
Uh-huh.
now a child clinging to your leg.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he bends down and gives Joy a hug.
And while this is happening, Azumi goes to introduce himself. He says, Detective Shiro Azumi, I was asked by Officer Nikki to assist on the case regarding a few months ago.
Ah, I see. Well, welcome. Is there anything in particular you are here for, or are you just visiting as well?
Just visiting. I happen to be acquainted with the professor, so I decided to tag along.
Well, you are welcome. I should. Do you guys want tea?
Oh, tea would be lovely.
Yeah, I think just make yourself at home, and she's gonna close the door behind you guys, and then like just go off to the kitchen. I think Joy is currently still babbling a bit, like, "Where have you been? You haven't been around in ages."
I've been going on my own little adventures.
Really? Did you meet anyone cool? Is Ellie doing good?
Ellie's doing grand, better than ever.
She's just like, I want more information. Just there was probably some sort of like, very general sort of questions of like, where did you go? What did you see? Who did you meet? And then just really random little things thrown in, like, did you make any cheese while you were gone? Did you?
Oh, never gonna let that one go.
No, no, she is not.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, he'll ramble about the sunnier parts of his recent adventures.
That was a perception. She has not noticed you yet, Azumi.
He is just standing off to the side politely.
And the professor as he starts to run out of things to say, he deflects and points out Azumi and says, have you two met?
There is a little bit of a look, and then I guess like a bit of a bashful grin. Like, she definitely recognizes Azumi, but there's also oh yes, the important man that I I've bothered. And just a little wave. And she is going to do a bit of that like slightly shy tuck behind and hi, Mr. Azumi.
Hello, Joy. And he does give a wave. Oh goodness, he is wearing a smile. It is not exactly the same kind of smile that he wears for like the pleasant facade, but it is like it is gentler. Do I want to ask for an insight this early in? Yeah, let's go with that.
Nice.
So
I'll take it.
Yep.
See, is that what my modifier is? Oh, no, it's not. Alright, I did worse than I thought, but that's okay.
Oh. Oh, I put my head in hands. It's not quite oh goodness. Oh.
You know, I have high modifiers, but I never seem to use them.
I gently pat the professor. I am very
Yeah.
tempted. I'm very tempted to ask Professor to roll at advantage because he does know Azumi.
They also did just kind of have like a heart-bearing conversation.
Yeah, that's why I was like about to say, yeah, this is the thing.
Oh,
Oh,
got a much better score.
I look respectfully.
How's a
Yeah.
19?
Oh, very good. Okay, yeah, you definitely pick up on the fact that like this is completely different than how he how he acted with your private conversation.
Mm.
You're not entirely sure how genuine he is being, but it does look not quite as fake as the facade he puts on when he's dealing with
Strangers.
Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the impression you would pick up on is that he is definitely trying to be at least a little more like one, gentler, two, kinder with Joy.
Mm. Nice.
I think after a moment, Joy perks up and then she's bounding a little bit closer to Azumi with, "Did you catch Mr. Trickster? Did I help?"
You have
Oh.
very much. I did give him that drawing, by the way. I think he liked it.
There's like the hands raising in there, and then
I didn't know what he looked like, so I did my best.
The goddamn clown drawing. As I try to put together what Azumi would say without laughing. And he said, "You did very good. I'd say you got pretty close."
and she's just beaming.
The professor nods, smiling, and he says, "Yes, he did catch Trickster. As a matter of fact, I was there when he did it."
Really?
Yes,
Was
yes.
Was it cool?
It was
Did they fight?
It was very cool. Azumi was all, "I found you, Trickster," and Trickster was like, "Oh my goodness, you found me." And how did you do that?
Oh my god, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to see how Azumi would pick up on this. He's just like,
He was hiding so well, but he found him anyway.
and quite a daring to escape too.
Yes, quite.
Well, an attempt at one at any rate. And how are you doing, Joy?
I'm good.
And she seems like she looks like she was about to start saying something, and then looks a little I guess like a little bit unsure of herself. And I think it's at this point that Verity comes back in with some like a tray of tea and cookies, and is like,
Joy here is while you were gone, she had her birthday, Professor.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I'm 8 now.
8? My goodness, how can you possibly be that old?
'Cause it's been a year, silly.
Oh, but you don't look a day over 7.
No, I'm 8. I look 8.
And he just sort of like, he leans back a little bit and squints and gives a very exaggerated like once over, and then he says like, Maybe so.
There is a pout.
Uh,
And, yeah, and then she's just gonna like stick out her tongue and then go grab a cookie.
oh
Oh goodness. I hold
my.
Azumi, who is giving me mixed feelings, and I'm just like, oh boy. Not now, not already.
uh,
Should I make things better or worse? Azumi, would you like to roll an insight?
Absolutely. Oh, that was a pretty low roll, buddy. For you, at any rate.
15. Okay, you're not gonna get anything from Joy, but you do get there is a little bit of a maybe a little bit less happy than you would expect from Verity when she'd mentioned that it was Joy's birthday.
oh, that doesn't bode well.
Oh, absolutely no. um, um, Zumi raises a brow, and I think what he says is, did anything particularly interesting happen on your birthday?
Joy shakes her head like, and there is a little bit of a sigh from Verity as she sits down and is like, you could say it was a completely average day, considering we did not find out it was her birthday until after her birthday.
How did you find out?
Just passing conversation where she mentioned she was 8 now, and we had to pursue that.
Ah.
And Joy just looks like, again, like a little unsure and just shrug.
Yeah, the professor the professor just kind of shrugs back, and his expression is still light, and he says, well, that's all right. I forgot my birthday a long time ago.
How long?
Oh goodness. At least several hundred years.
There's just big eyes again of
You really don't remember?
Well, no. um when you when you travel around like I do, sometimes when you go to different planes, time gets a little funny, and it's hard to keep track of such things, like specific dates. So
there's
it's just sort of lost.
there's a bit of a scrunching up expression as she's trying to think of this like very seriously, and it's like, I think that makes sense. Or at least I'm gonna trust that it makes sense.
Uh-huh. um but he shakes his head, and waves his hand a little bit, and he says, but never mind that. A little late now, but happy birthday, Joy.
There's a again that sort of very shy smile, and she ducks a little bit.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Joy, may I give you a birthday gift?
And she looks a little, like, unsure. There's a look. She looks over at Verity, and Verity's nods, and yeah, you can take it. And she looks back in the. But I don't have anything to give you.
Oh, no, that's all right, dear. You see, the tradition goes, I think you're thinking of, well, you might be thinking of Animus, where we give gifts, and people give gifts back. But on a birthday, we're only celebrating, the one person. So, I give you a gift, and you don't have to give one back. Your gift to me is just, your being here another year. You see?
There's, like, this is again like something she's thinking deeply about, and then just like, again, she looks kind of unsure, and there's just a bit of a shrug, and
Okay.
Well, he reaches into his coat pocket, and he takes out a sort of something wrapped in tissue paper, and let's see, I have a picture, if I can get the image to work. Just gonna stick it in the roll zone.
Mm-hmm.
It is not precisely that. It is a plush toy of a displacer beast kitten. And for those not in the know, a displacer beast is a big panther with 6 limbs and sort of like spined, like tentacle grippers coming out of its back. Oh yes, thank you, Avi. I will do that.
Yeah, like, she's still looking a little bit shy, but her expression does light up, and just take it, and like, just like looking it over.
Why does it have 6 legs?
That's because and he sort of like pauses. He says, "You know, I'm not entirely sure why they have 6 legs, but that's just how many they have."
Okay. Uh, can be friends with Teddy and Ducky.
And I think
Absolutely.
she might we might roll investigation to see where she's put them. Okay, apparently knows exactly where her teddies are. So yeah, she like runs to I guess like a corner of the room, and then picks up. There's one is a just a pretty regular looking teddy bear, and the other is a duck plushie. And she comes back, and she sort of shows all 3 of them like up at the 2 of you.
Oh, lovely.
You have quite the collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Teddy is from Verity and Nikki for my birthday, and Ducky has I've had Ducky as long as I can remember.
I'm very glad that you have these friends with you.
Yeah. Ducky's been with me everywhere. I take them with me everywhere.
Mm-hmm. So you two have been on quite a few adventures, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's good. It's always good to have a friend along for an adventure.
Did you take friends on your adventures?
As a matter of fact, I did.
In the background, you see in the background, Azumi rolls his eyes. Just casually rolls his eyes and takes a sip of his tea. It's fine.
Did they have fun too?
That's a loaded question. When we had fun together, yes.
There's just a nod, and she's set the teddies like very carefully on the table, and positioned them like carefully. Make sure like one of them might fall over onto its face, and then just no, put it back up and until it's sitting upright, and just
I'm glad you had fun. Do you go on adventures, Mr. Azumi?
I suppose you could say that. I do get called to different places a lot.
just trying to think of like how she would follow it up, or even if she would. Okay, here's a bit of a fun one.
Oh boy.
Do you bring friends with you when you go on adventures too?
As I roll another deception, he is absolutely fine. And he says, well, not often. They tend to be rather dangerous, and I don't want other people getting hurt. But from time to time, I do work with some other people, yes.
If they're dangerous, where do you go?
Well, someone has to. I'm a detective. We keep people safe.
She has to stop and think about that one for a bit.
But what if they're really tough?
The professor kind of side-eyes Azumi.
He's looking directly at you. There's like a moment of like a moment where like he glances up at like the professor before he glances back at Joy, and I put my head in hands. And I think oh my gosh. Well, a good detective would know when to ask for help.
Well said.
I am
Ah. I'm so sorry, Azumi. I don't think she's dropping this line of questioning. I have my own reasons for that. But the
How do you know?
and she is looking at you very, very intently.
He makes an expression like he's thinking about this very seriously. This man is trying, guys. Oh, goodness. I put my head in hands as I try to figure out how he would word it.
I'm sorry, not Sophie. Sorry, Avi.
Oh, you're so fine. I'm alright. I bully this man, honestly. Oh my gosh, how do you word this, buddy? He does look a little playful as he answers. And he says, well, I'm fairly certain it is different from detective I can talk. Detective to detective, but I take my own skills into consideration, and I take in what I can see, and if something is beyond what I can handle, I would that is when I would ask for help. Oh god, that physically pained me.
Oh.
The professor is sort of like he makes no noise, but you can see him like shaking as he sort of like silently chuckles at you.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey. I'm sorry, I know what the next thing she's going to ask.
Oh my. This man is suffering.
There's a little bit of a pause again, and she has not, like, she is still staring very intently at you, Uzumi, and, like, definitely taking your answer very seriously. And she's pausing to think about it, and then sort of does that, like, nod, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense, like, as she's turned it over and over in her head. And then,
Do you worry when you have to ask for help? If they will get hurt?
Shit, now I gotta roll.
Are you gonna like try to keep this facade up, buddy? Yeah, I think you are, because you are a bastard boy.
Ah, one of my good stats. You get nothing from the professor.
Oh god, I shake this man. Right, the question was if Azumi worries that someone would get hurt when he asks for help, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I think what he says is, well, to put it simply, yes, but the more people there are handling a problem together, the less likely someone is to get hurt, because, well, we work together.
There's strength in numbers.
Indeed.
And she thinks this over. And again, like, nods and opens her mouth, and it looks like she's going to ask something else, and then there's, I think Verity will speak up and...
Joy, dear. Why? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what she's saying is,
Take your time.
just something like,
oh god, now I can't actually think of what she would say, but
basically she's like trying to I guess like
oh, no. I've lost it.
Was she like asking what Joy was talking about? Like
More of a bit of a, like, these are, I guess, like, okay, she's like, why are you so interested? And, yeah, and Joy sort of, closes her mouth and just shrugs.
the professor turns to nurse Verity and tries to subtly put a finger over his lips, and his look very briefly goes from the sort of like rapt attention he was giving Joy to a slightly reproachful look, and then back.
okay. Yeah, I think she sort of gets the message, and she's like,
well, how about I put on another cup of tea, pot of tea?
and will excuse herself from the room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I insight Joy?
Yeah, go for it.
To see, specifically to see if Azumi can parse out why Joy is pursuing this line of questioning so much.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
The professor thinks he has a good idea, and he actually has a question he wants to ask, but he'll wait for Azumi.
24.
Nods.
Alright, I think, okay. Because, like, Azumi had sort of brought up that he gets into dangerous situations, and from what she's seen of him, he is very professional. Like, my guardian even asked him for help, professional.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, he must be able to give me good answers to this. She's a little bit like, I suppose, like, what you get from that is that she's trying to place other people's experiences onto her own without outright saying anything about her own.
Yeah, but putting out feelers to get a gauge for what's like normal or expected, because she doesn't really have a litmus test for that.
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry, there are engines roaring outside again for some reason. I think I'm not sure if Azumi actually says anything. I think his expression, it's still been like that, like gentle smile, like trying to figure out question mark how to handle speaking with a child. Um,
Hmm.
as he but like one brow kind of like creases in concern before he glances up in the professor's direction.
Hmm.
I think he had, because I think the last time they spoke about joy,
Hmm.
yeah, he did mention some lore related things. So like I think that's like the kind of like dot he's connecting.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, if he's not gonna say anything, um, uh, the um, the professor just sort of uh, he sort of like uh nods thoughtfully, sort of in Azumi's direction, as to sort of affirm what he had been saying, and agree, uh he says to Joy, um he says, it's true, it is normal to be worried for people when you ask for their help in dangerous situations. I had to do it myself recently, and I was very worried for my friends. Um, and sometimes, uh, sometimes they do get hurt, but since you're all there, you can all take care of each other, and you can come out. Um, you can come out of it together, supporting each other, and all be okay in the end. So even though it is normal to worry, um, in fact, I think I'd be concerned um, if somebody wasn't worried about that. It is also still good to um, tell your friends about that worry and still ask them for help, because it's better to have the help uh, than to suffer alone, because that's very hard and it's very sad, and your friends like to help you and they like to take care of you. So even if there is a little bit of danger, um, even if some of them say no, you can give them that option, and some of them, if you have good friends, they will say yes and they will help you, even though it might be a little bit dangerous. And since you're with friends, you will all come out of it okay.
Hmm. I think she's thinking it over, and then in a small voice, I'm scared you're gonna get hurt.
mean, what if it's too bad?
Well, then the best you can do is warn your friends, and they can make the decision to take that risk for you. 'Cause they don't have to. You wouldn't it would be mean to force somebody into something like that, but as long as you tell them, hey, it's going to be dangerous, then they take that responsibility onto themselves. And if something bad does happen, then if something really bad does happen, then at least you'll be together. And he gives Joy a very earnest look.
Okay. I need to roll something. Okay.
For the audience, I rolled a deception. Got a 15. Zumi's fine, all caps.
Ooh, unfortunately, that does beat my passive intuition. I'm tempted to roll a contesting roll. May I?
If you want.
I want to! Oh, wait. Hang on. 15. What's my modifier? Where is it? Oh, I beat it! I beat it by 1 point!
Ah! We did it, guys!
Yeah!
We're
The
bullying
professor
Zumi.
knows.
Oh gosh, what was it exactly that you said? It was like, oh gosh, you said something like along the lines of, if something bad does happen, at least we'll
be together.
We'll be together. Oh my god. How do I put this into words?
Mm-hmm.
Azumi's expression doesn't outwardly change. But there is like this sense of bitterness. Like he doesn't know what it would feel like, what you're talking about. He doesn't know what that would feel like.
Yeah, that tracks with what the professor knows. Of him, so.
And he's still trying to be polite about it, and he's just I'm also gonna say, because you beat his deception, he is trying to figure out how to like also like give advice on this, but he knows he's not good at this.
I think the professor just sort of like shoots him a glance that the facial expression kind of amounts to just like, trust me on this one.
I think he relents and just lets you take the floor then.
Yeah, at least on that point, he's like, please, for the love of God, don't contradict me here. Like, we can like the two of us can discuss it later, but like for our purposes here, this is the route we want to take.
know, he kind of like just relents easily.
Mm.
I think Joy has been thinking a lot of this over. And then there's a Professor,
Yes, Joy?
are you scared of dying?
That's a good question, dear. There is a bit of a pause as he thinks about how to say this. Um and uh he says, it's I'm not afraid of it, but I also don't want to. Does that make sense? It's something I want to avoid, and it's something I don't want to do, but I'm I'm not afraid of it. No. I know it's going to happen someday, and um deep down I'm okay with that.
I Are you afraid of other people dying?
Yes, dear. Yes, I am.
Do you... You're really old.
Yes.
Does it get easier?
Oh my god.
With other people? No. No, it does not.
I think she just nods and she's gonna give you a tight hug.
Yeah, he gives Joy a tight hug back.
Mm.
And yeah, he heaves a big sigh, and you both can tell that he's despite himself, he's been somewhat moved by these questions.
Oh. I'm not gonna roll on insight or joy. I don't think she's sort of thinking about these things right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's mostly just seeing the two of you as, like, older, more experienced. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they know.
Yeah.
Oh. I can't. I hold Azumi. He. Words. I don't think he can, like, actually say or do anything, like, outwardly at the moment. But, like, I can say what's on his mind.
For the audience,
For
you
the
certainly
audience.
may.
For the
I would love
audience.
that.
Oh my god. Oh. God. Well, first of all, holy shit, he does not know how the professor is able to be so open with his own emotions like that, but holy shit. Uh Second of all, oh god, Joy is a child?
Yeah, you're like
Joy is fucking 8 years old.
yeah.
The fact that, like, she's asking these questions seemingly out of nowhere, and, like, Azumi, like, knows, kind of, the things that she's been through.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, the only thought in his head is that a child shouldn't be asking these questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, he doesn't know what to say. He's not even hiding it. Professor, are you looking, or are you just still in the hug?
I think he definitely uh, glances up at Azumi to see what's up with him, because he knows you also have issues.
Yeah, no, he's
Just kind of frozen right now.
yeah, he's kind of frozen, but the expression on his face is like, oh god. I think that's actually it. It's like a very subdued, oh god, kind of like expression. Because
Yeah.
the fact that he has to relate to something like this
Yeah.
with an 8-year-old, that kind of terrifies him.
Yeah, the professor just sort of like his mouth is kind of a thin line, and he just sort of gives like a very subtle nod, like, yeah, I kind of like told you, like you didn't not believe me, but also you see what I mean, like.
I put my head in hands. Again, I don't think he really responds. He's just like, what? He's just, oh god, what?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think the professor uh he gives Joy a pat or two on the head, and pulls back a bit, and he says uh he says now, Joy, I know it can be very hard to ask, so I'm going to try and help you out and ask for you. Um, do you need us to help you with something, dear?
Um, um, she sort of shrugs a little bit, like she's not sure. Um, and I think she goes, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what, like, both sort of what to say and how to say it.
Yes.
I I don't know. I we ran because
And she looks at Azumi because, like, she's told Professor some of this stuff, but
Hang on. Oh my god, you don't need to roll this high! The moment Joy looks in his direction, his expression is back to how it was earlier. The fucking dumbass. He just kind of like, gives you an encouraging nod.
The professor nods as well, and he says, you can trust Azumi. I trust him.
Okay. The Batmen, they want Daisy back, but I don't know if they can find them,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if they can find me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want them to find. I don't want them to find us.
Professor nods.
Because they'll hurt you.
He tilts his head a little bit. They'll hurt us?
If maybe.
Is it if they know we're protecting you? Is that it?
And she shakes her head. If they'll hurt you to get Daisy back.
The professor leans back a little bit and furrows his brows and he thinks for a few seconds and then just sort of looks back at Joy and he says, I'm not sure I understand. I'm a little confused.
Okay.
I think, oh.
Hmm?
I hold Azumi. Oh, goodness. He wants to ask something, but there's like a moment of like hesitation, like he's not sure how to phrase this. For a child. Um, he says, he asks, more likely, and there is a lot of concern here, and he goes, has Daisy appeared to someone when they've been hurting? I mean, if someone you know and someone Daisy knows is hurting, do they try to help them?
There's there's kind of a bit of a God, now I'm trying to think, like, how to respond to this. Just a You're welcome to roll insight if you'd like.
You're asking
Yeah.
the detective boy.
Ooh,
Oh my god! And he has
I
to-
got an
I-
unnatural 20. What did you... Oh my
Ooh.
god.
This is the second time rolling a 24 on insight. I'm more surprised about that.
Okay. Then in that case, I can probably pair her answer with some more insight to give you a better a better idea. Is that she nods and goes, of course, but there's like kind of she's misinterpreting the question a bit in that it's kind of a, well, duh, silly, wouldn't you do the same if someone was hurting?
Hmm.
He doesn't
So-
know how else to phrase it, but like, oh gosh.
The professor has an idea. He for for the sake of when Azumi was first trying to explain that line of theory, he had actually, because he had just said like, "Man, I don't get it," and then and then Azumi comes out with all that, and he actually gave you a pretty surprised look, like, "Oh wow, like that's actually pretty impressive reasoning." Like he was lost. Honestly. But with Joy's sort of semi misunderstanding but confirmation of what he said, the professor thinks he gets it. So he's like, okay, so you think that maybe as a trap to make Daisy appear, the bad men might hurt people that the two of you care about. Is that what you're saying might happen?
No. She's shaking her head.
Darn.
There's a Daisy can't do that.
And Zumi just kind of nods and was like, okay, I wasn't, he wasn't expecting that, but like, he takes that into consideration.
Do the bad men know that?
There's an There's a nod. Again, I'm gonna roll off of that insight. There's a little bit more to it than that. Those were pretty high rolls, so I think I can probably give you.
Please?
You get the impression Joy knows more about Daisy than the bad men do.
Well, that at least is somewhat comforting.
Yeah.
Although the amount of awful things people have done on misunderstandings is maybe it shouldn't be that reassuring.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I have a question, but I'm like not sure. I don't think Azumi would say this out loud because I came up with a realization. but I'm not sure. Yeah, because like I don't think Azumi would say this out loud with Joy there.
Mm.
Azumi's next question is, are they trying to hurt people to get information? Is this like a torture situation?
I can understand why Azumi doesn't want to ask that in front of the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oi.
I can
Boy.
I can probably give I can probably yeah, I think Joy probably says the the bad men hurt people who get between them and Daisy.
Oh.
Uh,
I was thinking it was a little more complicated than that, but, all right, that's pretty straightforward.
gotta love a child's way of thinking.
uh,
Oh my
boy.
god. I think
Well,
Azumi like visibly relaxes.
the professor seems familiar with this concept, and if not comforted by it, he seems to he nods to Joy. Uh, he says, "Okay, I think I understand now. Um, well, I can tell you, I have some experience in matters like that. It's really it's something that uh I've been a part of such situations on multiple occasions. So I'm actually really um I'm pretty used to the idea of helping protect somebody, even though the people trying to get them are uh quite evil."
That Can she roll insight on you?
You can. He follows up with, now that I think about it, it's kind of what I do.
Oh, Joy, that's a 10.
Oh, a 10. He seems to be telling the truth. He seems to be meaning what he says. I don't think you get much out of that, much else out of it, but yes.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's for her. It's not the fact that she doubts him as much as it's from a child's perspective. Yeah, but these guys are really evil.
Yeah, yeah. Um, man, how does he communicate? Uh, that's hard. um, hmm. He thinks for a minute and he says, um, he says, one time somebody tried to take away my granddaughter. And they were a very powerful, very evil person. They were, as a matter of fact, a deity. You remember what deities are?
Yep. She nods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he nods back. One of the evil sort. And, he was very mean, and he tried to hurt my friends. But I protected them. Even though it was very hard.
That actually reassures her a fair amount. Like, sorry, I'm just trying to like think of how to put this. Just like there's actually like a look of, oh wow, like you like, and I think she might say,
You went up against a deity?
I did. And do you know what happened?
She shakes her head.
And he leans forward with a grin. I won.
just a bit of a like shocked and oh, that's really cool. And just again, the gears are ticking in her mind, and I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I'm just not sure where she's gonna take this information.
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I add a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he says, he just sort of nods and he says, so if you need somebody to help, not to toot my own horn, but I think I would be a pretty good choice for a start.
Yeah. She nods. And I'm gonna roll just a D2 to see where she goes with this. Yeah, I think she's she nods, and then like she seems to have been reassured by your answer, Professor. Now she's turning to Azumi.
Your turn.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be honest. I could not pay attention to the entire conversation because somebody came by my room to ask me something.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah. What exactly? Can I just give like a quick rundown?
Oh yeah, Cliff Notes version, the professor was like, all right, so the situation of like protecting people even though it's hard and you might get hurt, I think you were here for he went up against a deity, and he basically was like, and you know what happened? I won. And he was like, so if you do need help, you know, I'm a pretty good choice not to be too boastful about it. And Joy seems to be somewhat comforted by that. Like, all right, that's sort of a satisfactory answer. And now Joy is turning to Azumi.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. What does he do?
I mean, to be fair, she doesn't need you to be stronger than a deity. It was just
Right.
she knows how strong deities are, so it's a good frame of reference for her.
Yeah. I think he kind of like smiles and says, "Well, I haven't done anything quite as extravagant as the professor, but I did have a hand in helping a few others defeat a very, very bad man."
Hmm. Hmm.
I have a feeling that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, he
Not
goes.
the way you worded it.
He goes. He had. How does he explain this in a way that a child makes that makes sense to a child? Because he's not gonna get into the nitty gritty of like government politics or cognitive science. So like, he's just.
I think the professor sort of squints a bit and says to Zumi, "Is this who I think it is? The prime minister fella?"
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Joy. This man was very bad. He was going to have our friend Azumi. He was going to hurt him very, very badly, and he was going to lie to him too.
And I think she like looks interested in that, and then she turns back and, did he?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. What do you decide to do? He doesn't want to lie, but technically he can get out of this on a technicality.
The professor is he sees the hesitation and he is beginning to glare a little bit.
No, it's he doesn't want to lie because he did fucking die.
Well, you don't have to say that.
Yeah, and he's just like, he just says, well, you did lie to me, but I am here in one piece.
Oh, the professor is giving you the worst stink eye. Come on, you could do better than that.
I mean, Avi have no fucking clue how to work this!
The professor just sort of sighs and he gives Joy a sort of sympathetic look and glances at Azumi and he says, he doesn't really like to talk about it, but he did hurt him very badly. He's okay now, but he was very hurt.
Can I'm sorry, Avi, but can Joy roll an investigation on Azumi? She does want to make sure that he's okay now.
I mean, yeah.
Professor is like, man, I have to explain your own story for you.
How are you going to... Zumi's just a fucking idiot, first of all. Second of all, he does not know how to explain this to an 8-year-old.
That's fair. He does not have the child experience that the professor has.
He does not.
No.
And either way, I'm still shaking him.
That's a 14.
Alright,
Mm.
you said you just want to see if he's hurt now?
Yeah.
Hmm. He does not look like he's hurt. How should I put this? If he was hurt, there's no, like, it doesn't seem like there's any indication that he was. And, if he was, there's no lingering effects.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Again, I'm gonna... God, why is it so hard to figure out what this child wants to say and do next? I mean, to be fair, this is like... not an easy conversation, but still.
Mm.
I gently hold Joy.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll persuasion? Because I can do that.
That might help.
Yeah, that might help.
Oh my fucking god. That is a modified 20.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, that's enough. She's like, I think she probably did that, like, I need you to stand up, now turn around. And
Oh no, he's
Just-
playing along. He's playing along.
Mm-hmm.
she's got a very serious expression on her face. And then once Azumi's sat back down again.
He probably takes off the jacket too.
Mm-hmm. Do your stretches.
I think, yeah, she's like ponders for a moment and then like a nod, like, okay, yeah, you're okay. And you fought someone who hurt you, and you're still here, and you're like, also you're tough, and you're a detective, and my guardian asked you to be on this case, so
I look at his -1 strength. Yeah, tough.
yeah. And she looks satisfied. She looks like she has been reassured by both of you, but she's also just not sure where to go from here with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she maybe says that, she goes, like, she looks happy and hopeful, and then deflates a little bit, and don't know where Daisy is.
Hmm.
Well, I can certainly reassure you that we won't be hurting anybody to find out. Joy, we'll do what we can to find them, alright?
Oh, okay. I need to roll one last thing, I think. Actually, would you guys like to roll insight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the second modified 20 in a row.
I didn't, let's see. What was my insight again? Yeah. No good this time. Just Nate.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Professor, you don't notice anything. Azumi, you managed to catch
There is a flicker in her expression when you say that you will find them. She is still withholding information.
I think Azumi finally just like. How tall is Joy again?
Let me just check.
Because like
3'9".
3'9". Oh goodness,
Oof.
little baby.
Yeah.
Because I think he is 5'10", so even when he's sitting, he's still a little bit bigger than you. I think what he does is that he tries to like get to your level, and he does this by like kneeling onto the on the floor, trying to make himself look a little less imposing. Oh goodness. You had the words and then like you won't let me say them. Alright, how do I phrase this? He says, Joy. Oh my god, what are you going to say? I am so sorry.
No, you're good. Take your time.
Oh, I think he's going to say something incredibly hypocritical. Joy, it's okay to be scared. And it's okay to be scared for Daisy and the rest of us. But we still want to help you, and we still want to help Daisy. And in order to do that, we need to know whatever we can. And I understand if you don't feel comfortable telling me, but at the very least, you can tell the professor. I know you seem to be. I know you seem to know him better than you know me. But it's alright.
Do you want to roll a persuasion?
Here we go! That's decent. That's a 16.
Can I help and incur advantage?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, you want to go ahead and roll it again?
Yeah.
The professor is going along with this and like, okay, he wasn't exactly following Azumi's. He didn't catch what Azumi caught, but he's following his lead and now sort of understands, like, oh, you saw something I didn't there, huh? Like, there's something she's not telling us. And he's very encouraging.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, this was a pretty high check, I will admit. But that's sort of enough, and
I think just to add on, and he says, it doesn't have to be now. It can be whenever you're ready to, alright?
yeah, okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so she nods and I sorry, I'm just trying to think like
How to word it?
yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Because like not only have like you've rolled really well on persuasions, but you've also made some pretty good points.
Mm.
So I think she does like she's gonna think for like she nods and she thinks and then she says fairly quietly, they're not looking for a person.
Hmm.
Azumi kind of tilts his head. What do you mean by that, Joy? Can you tell me?
And she's scrunching the front of her dress a little bit. I think Azumi's insight is good enough, and I think the professor has visited her enough that she does this when she gets anxious or nervous. As she scrunches at the material on the like top of her dress.
Mm-hmm.
I think Azumi probably tries to offer her another like cookie from the tray to see if that will help her relax a little bit.
I think she does take it. If she doesn't eat it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. They don't know Daisy's a person.
Uh, hum.
Zumi does not say what he's thinking. There is a child in in his presence.
Mm-hmm. Uh, the professor sort of, uh, he looks thoughtful and he says, do they think that, they're like an animal instead? Maybe
She
because,
shakes her head.
do you know what they think they are?
And she nods.
Do they think they're a deity?
You may both roll me another insight.
All right.
Mm.
Why are you rolling so high? Sorry, I'm strangling this boy.
Well, I got a good one for this one. That's 19.
Oh,
it's
okay.
25. Jeez.
Well, looks like there are a bunch of things coming out today. She shakes her head. No, you're good. She shakes her head. That no, they don't think Daisy is a deity.
Mm-hmm.
Her expression reads that she knows better.
Uh-huh. Oh no. um. Uh. So the professor uh the professor uh sort of rubs at his face thoughtfully, like, oh boy, here we go. Um And he says, is Daisy a deity? Is that how they know so much about us?
She nods.
I see. But they don't know that.
Because and now I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Because they're trapped.
Are they trapped in a form that's not a I guess not their usual not their usual form? Like
She nods.
like the wrong body.
But she's nodding and then shaking her head.
All right. Well, maybe not a body. All right. He's sort of at a loss as to how else to word it, but he sort of gets the point.
I think she's just gonna come out and, well, yeah, go.
Azumi's next question is. No, this is a backwards way of thinking. Actually, I'm going to hold off on that for a bit.
Fair.
Right.
Yeah, she says, they're trapped in a jewel.
Oh,
Uh,
not in the wand.
Mm-mm.
No. Well, that's
No.
something.
Daisy made that.
Right, right. I just remember it being jeweled, and I was right. Can they move around? Or are they stuck in one place? Being trapped in a jewel.
Stuck.
Stuck. Mm-hmm. But right now they're somewhere where the bad men can't find them. At least not yet.
She shrugs because she doesn't know.
Right. Do you know where they are? You don't have to tell us, but I want to know if you know.
She shakes her head.
I see, I see. And it's a blue jewel, right?
There's a bit of a shrug, kind of.
Joy, have you seen the jewel?
She does stiffen at that, but she nods.
Gosh.
She's been slowly crumpling the cookie, I think. I think she says, just trying to think of how, like, what she would say here. If I just, if you're gonna find Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
you needed to know.
Mm-hmm. We needed to know about the deity thing. Or the gem thing?
Gem thing.
Gem thing. You're right, it would be hard to recognize without that. Thank you for telling us.
God. I can't quite figure out what, like, yeah, she nods, but she still looks unsure.
Mm-hmm.
Like she shouldn't have been telling you guys this.
Mm-hmm.
But you did reassure her that you guys would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The professor reaches out to take her hand and if she'll let him to offer a hug.
She will take it. You will get cookie crumbs all over your hand.
That's okay.
But yeah, she does take the hug.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I probably do need to roll this.
I think while they're hugging, Azumi takes it as a cue to step back.
Mm.
Nope. Okay, she's crying again.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
no. Azumi's definitely stepping back. He don't know how to comfort that.
Aw. The professor pets Joy's hair like he did a while ago uh and just sort of holds her and he's like, there, you're being very brave. This is very hard what you have to do, but you're being very good about it.
I think there's just a. I'm Miss Daisy, but I'm scared, and I don't want you to get hurt, and I don't want to get hurt, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the badman to find you.
No, none of us want that. But now you have some help from two very capable people. And you're helping us by telling us. And I think if the three of us work together, and anyone else very nice and trustworthy that we meet along the way, if anyone else joins our little team, then we will all work together very hard so that everyone comes out of this okay, or at least as okay as we can manage. Sometimes when you go on a journey, you fall down and you get a few scrapes along the way, but that's okay because you can get better.
God. Okay. Oh God. Uh, just. It's a 4.
Mm.
Okay. Actually, I should probably no. Okay. Sorry, I'm just.
Rolling things.
Yeah, I thought maybe like rolling a d2 to see whether she would say something or not, but I'm actually thinking it might be another wisdom.
Mm.
Okay. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
No, she's not. She's not saying it.
Mm. Mm.
But it does seem to be calming down. She's still clutching to you fairly tightly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the professor's happy to be there and uh ground her as much as he can.
I think she sort of like, like wipes at her eyes and face just in
Mm-hmm.
general and is like, yeah, gonna help Daisy.
Yes.
And I'm not really sure like what else she would do.
Mm-hmm.
She's just sort of sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think you can help her on an empty stomach. Sorry, help them. I don't think you can help them on an empty stomach. And he gestures, Azumi gestures to the cookie that's probably been crumbled in Joy's hand.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a giggle sniff at that. And she will I don't know whether she takes a bite out of the one that she's got in her hand or yeah, I think she does.
Oh.
Then I think she maybe like pushes the cookie tray across to Azumi.
Mm-hmm.
I think he takes one.
Yeah, the professor will reach over and take one too.
Yeah.
Woo!
Was there? We've been going for quite a while.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Can I make one little note?
Mm-hmm.
The professor he will before leaving stop by Nurse Verity quickly and just sort of briefly apologize for cutting her off. He just sort of explains like, we were sort of getting somewhere, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm sorry for having done that, but we were sort of uh he's just sort of trying to like explain himself, like I didn't mean to disrespect you like that, but also like
Yeah.
I kind of had to at that moment.
Yeah, she gets it. Like there's a little bit of a sad expression on her face because her and Nikki have been working with Joy, but like she's gotten further with the professor than she has with the two of them, and it does sting a little bit, but also, like, best thing
Yeah.
is that she does manage to talk to someone about this.
Yeah, and he does kind of have a bit of sympathy for that, and offers some of that, like I'm
Yeah.
like he recognizes that situation and how that's kind of rough for the two of them.
Yeah. But she's mostly just, and she probably does, like, take your hand and just. I'm glad that she's got some people looking out for her.
Yeah, he nods and smiles at that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think with that she will come back into the room, and sort of Joy's probably perked up and is on something else. Maybe she's accosted Azumi with tales of her toys. Or something like
Hang
that.
on, I'm gonna roll something. Let me see. Oh, he's not the greatest with kids, but he sure is trying. This is a performance. This is a performance. I want to see if Joy will allow it, he will, like, play a little bit with the toys that she has brought out.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying so hard.
He's trying.
She probably gives him the new one, the six-legged panther monstrosity from space. Who
I think it's from the Feywild.
Oh my god.
Or the Feywilds.
Close enough. It's the same.
And
it's a different plane.
now I'm just trying, like, I had a name and then I lost it. Yeah, no, just
Azumi's not the greatest at talking to kids, but he could probably entertain them.
I think she's called it Bug Cat.
That is adorable.
That's very good. Classic.
But yeah, I have no idea if the two of them will stay around for much longer. Like, I think Verity will offer them, that you're welcome to stay around for dinner if you want. Otherwise, you both of you are free to leave whenever you want.
Yeah, I think in the interest of the professor will stay long enough to sort of make sure that Joy's back on track to having a semi-normal day after the heavy discussion. But for Izumi's sanity, he is not going to insist that they stay for
You
dinner.
You really could have bullied him.
Well, he doesn't want to push him too much. After all, it has been the same day that they had their own heavy discussion. He can push this guy pretty far, but everyone has their limits. And he doesn't want Azumi to hit his limit here in the apartment. So
I look at some of the things we've discussed. He may have already reached a limit.
That's fair. But yeah, they'll stay a bit longer and then I think take their leave.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I guess in that case, I guess we'll say goodbye to our listeners and stop the recording.
Yay!
Thank you
everybody.
guys for listening in.
Yes, both now and in the future.
Yeah. Have a good time zone. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.